What they're going to do, they'll run somebody at him, probably chase this kid to force the point guard to shoot the basketball, but you have to change things up. Don't be surprised to see some strategies like they're doing on him also. Well, they double team him, you think? Oh, yeah, I think they have to double team, but not every single time. You don't want to do the same thing over and over again. You get yourself into a comfort zone on Saturday. You want to make sure every time he touches the ball, he's thinking whether he goes or the gun is coming at him. The next question is up to Mania Neal. Ryan, back to you. So that's keeping Martin still, right? 1 and 4, they scored 6 in the first half. He finished 13 and 24 from the field. So the defense is other adjustments, but everybody say that through the years, 300 is this team is right in the number 2. Different looks, different scheme, and different defense.
And very important, I think the Nets are going to address Tinsley as well. He's been able to make passes. You may see more pressure on the passer, so he can't locate people on the perimeter, and particularly in the post-up.
The Nets finished this season 20 and 10 in games following losses. And New Jersey hoping to bounce back here tonight. Keith Van Horn going with the Black Sox along with the rest of his teammates. Van Horn and Martin wearing them awfully high.
Some look better in it than others. I don't think you ought to try it first.
It would cover up my entire leg. We are ready to go. Game 2, a crucial one in this best of 5. And they'll re-jump it.
They redo. Got to be relaxed out of the game. Get their comfort zone. Be aggressive defensively. And even take some gambles, I think, defensively to get running.
Nets looking for their first playoff victory in 8 years. And they control the tip. The officials tonight, Eddie Rush, Joe DeRosa, Mark Wonderland. Here's Van Horn matched up with Artest. McCullough, early touch. Splits defenders, but cannot finish it. And a jump ball called with McCullough and Brad Miller.
Well, they did that early the other day. Go inside. I think they're going to be more consistent. Van Horn's got Artest. Take advantage. See if you can get some touches down low.
Todd McCullough was limited to just 7 points in 21 minutes in the opener. And he tips the ball in the direction of Kidd. Martin hands to Kidd. Dish off. Martin the jumper. Back of the iron. Long rebound controlled by Reggie Miller. Jamal Tinsley made some big plays down the stretch in game 1.
He sure did. A little dribble drive. The O'Neal post now is Martin straight up. See if they play straight early.
Brad Miller, ball fake. Slides to his left for a jumper. He was hitting that shot in game 1. Miller played awfully well, finishing with 18 points and 12 boards.
They can put it on the floor. It's a little bit different.
Kidd almost lost it twice. Van Horn.
Step traveling. Good adjustment there. Miller stepping over. The key is to change what guys like to do. They like the straight-up shot, which Miller does on the space to the corner. Run at him, make him put it on the floor.
Van Horn, 4 of 13 in game 1, 10 points in 35 minutes. Here's O'Neal. That turnaround jump shot.
I'll tell you, he's got the size to elevate. And it goes baseline. Maybe try and force him to the middle. Straight up that time, nobody shaded.
Only 23 years old, but he's in his 6th year in the NBA, coming straight out of high school. To the post. Van Horn, an easy one on the baseline over Artest.
And that's what they got to do. Take advantage wherever the mismatch shows. Artest is a great perimeter D. He's pesky. Maybe individually not as tough.
And we're tied at 2. Tinsley gives up his dribble. Body bumping with Martin and O'Neal, forcing him further from the rim. Spin move. High arcing delivery. Van Horn couldn't grab it. Kidd does. Nets will try to run. Touch pass. To Martin, filling the lane for the slam.
Ball off the defense. That's what they have to do. Be aggressive, and they know how to fill and run out.
The tone was set early in game 1. The Nets did not get off to a sharp start, and that dominoed throughout the first half. Artest left his feet and got it back. He had 4 steals in game 1. The leaner with the left hand doesn't get the roll, but a foul.
And turnover, too. They had to run out. Composure is what is essential. I think they exhibited that early. And a nice little play by Artest. Throws that shoulder in and switches to the left hand. But all off the D. Good rebounding, the ability to get themselves in position in the lane, and they acknowledge one another. A little send it in by Kmart.
Artest good on the first free throw. Todd McCullough picks up his first personal foul. Isaiah Thomas now in his second year as the Indiana Pacers head coach. Back-to-back seasons as the number 8 seed. And remember, Raph, last year they knocked off Philly in Philly, the top seed in game 1 of their best-of-5, and then lost 3 straight.
Well, I think that's part of what they're thinking, but then that's have to get their game in order to worry about themselves, I think.
Tied at 4.
Pretty pass.
Martin, off balance, leaning in.
Real sharp. Nice slip to the chin by Kmart.
At a 6-4 Nets advantage. Tinsley, Brooklyn-born. Artest from Queens, New York. New York flavor on this Indiana roster.
There's that pinch post they like to run.
Artest, three-point range. Jumper. Doesn't go. McCullough trying to clear it as he gets it ahead for Kidd. Kittle's had a tough time getting into the flow on Saturday afternoon. Kidd tried to dish and a foul call. And that'll be the first on Tinsley.
And they get the 2 shots too, Bird. You know he's always looking to find people, but using the dribble is another way of manufacturing post-ups. Just understanding somebody isn't free to be creative. And here, Jason with great strength, and right here in that lane, giving the chance to get 2.
In and out on the first attempt for Jason Kidd.
And Kmart doing a nice job here, trying to assist and then slip. Terrific use of movement.
1 out of 2 for Kidd. 23 field goal attempts in the opener. And that's not the number the coaching staff is looking for, but the way the game went along, it actually forced Kidd to shoot it. 23 attempts, though, too much for Kidd.
You've got to take what they give you, too.
Miller, step in for a jumper.
Is that quick enough for you? So quick to get free, and then the lock and load even quicker.
There's McCullough. Nets lead by 1. Turnaround over Miller.
Establishing Todd. Real solid, deep, and also helps offensive rebound if he doesn't convert.
Pressure on Tinsley. He got it across. We come up on 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. High screen set by O'Neal. They'll give Artest the jumper, and he'll take it. Doesn't go. McCullough able to rebound it as Miller got a piece of it.
And look at his early offense.
Martin strong to the rim.
Just created by Kidd. I mean, they don't have a fast break. They can manufacture them.
Artest handling the ball. Nets lead at 11-6. Kenyon Martin with 6 early points. Quite a difference from Saturday afternoon.
Nice hands by Keith Van Horn.
Knocks it away, and it turns into a turnover.
Played the passing lane beautifully. Look at the push now, even on a dead ball situation.
It's McCullough, early offense. O'Neal denies it. And stolen away by Tinsley. Indiana looking to run. Kittle gets back. On a wing, Miller left open, up 3. Reggie Miller.
Tough. You see O'Neal running the floor to make that happen. You had to be honest with him going to the rim. Opens it up for Miller.
Miller coming off a 17-point performance. Averaged 16.5 during the regular season. Kidd using the McCullough screen. Now gives up his dribble. Martin out high with 5. Martin takes the jumper. Tap it. Doesn't go for Van Horn and Artest. Able to clean the glass. Nets with a 2-point lead under 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. Tinsley using that screen off the drive. Miller left open. That's Brad Miller for 2.
As in, McCullough's job is to help out. They just space a little bit, and that's how Miller presents himself.
First field goal for the Indiana center, who took it to the outside. And we're tied at 11. Martin for Kittle. Miller was picked off. Kittle straight away jumper. And a box out for O'Neal. Tinsley rushes across. O'Neal. Off the rim, Miller. Weak side rebound and clears it. Tinsley over the head of Miller out of bounds.
Say, you notice the Nets get away from the inside play and settle for the jump shot. They're doing a nice job getting it in, all of a sudden settling deep. Reestablish it again.
Nets open up 5 of 11 from the field. Indiana's 4 out of 9. Kittle makes his move around Reggie. Swings it, Martin. Artest in his face. Kidd, penetration. Bank shot is good.
How strong is he? And then the finish with the kiss and wrestling the ball away from defenders.
First field goal for Jason Kidd, and the Nets lead by 2. Tinsley one-on-one with Kidd. Miller moving without the ball. Kittle steps in front, but can't take it away.
Now, you've got to be awfully quick to get out there on Miller. Here's the run out by Martin, but here's half court. Nice screen and slip to the goal, and now Kmart once again making himself available, getting down the floor, forceful finish. They need more of that, but be aggressive defensively, and don't forget about either manufacturing post-ups or creating them with the pass.
Kenyon Martin is playing with a sore right wrist. He sat out of practice yesterday, but there was no way that it was going to cost him a playoff game. Had some problems with his right forearm during the regular season. Did take quite a fall on the opposite end of the court early in that game with Ron Artest.
Right. He gave a pump fake. He came down, so didn't want to hit his head, used his hands. But right now, a good, comfortable start. They look relaxed, which I think was very important compared to the first quarter on Saturday.
Indiana with 10 to shoot. Brad Miller holds it. Now it's Reggie Miller. Here's O'Neal. Body bump. Using the window. And the rebound snatched by Van Horn.
They're being a little more physical. A real solid play, and then the rebound, the cleanup by Van Horn.
And O'Neal, 1 of 4 to start here in the first quarter.
And not helping her doubling so he can stay honest on everybody else. McCullough. Good post up.
Dump down. Van Horn, another easy hoop.
Go down. Take advantage. Both forwards have excellent inside games.
Van Horn now with 4 points, and the Nets lead it 15 to 11. Brad Miller steps into a jumper. Doesn't go. And Martin up the floor for Kidd. Van Horn spots up. 3 on the way. Got it.
And that's that early push. McCullough got under the rim, available in case Van Horn didn't convert.
Van Horn has 7. Nets as a team shot 2 of 11 from three-point range on Saturday.
Nice help.
7-0 run is ended by Miller.
Is he tough? I mean, Jason Kidd came over, put a hand in there, threw him off a little, still able to right himself and knock it down.
And it's 18-13 Nets. Mid-post. McCullough tried to use the window, an awkward attempt as Brad Miller crowded him defensively. Tinsley veering to the outside. High-low they go.
And it's just a reach in. It's so tempting. Has been using the legs, getting in position, and using the chest area. The first one on Kmart.
Second team foul on New Jersey.
The ability to get down the floor. McCullough's at the rim. Both sides occupied. Jason Kidd finds people. And Van Horn, of course, can join it. But so important for the Nets to knock down those early jumpers on their push.
Aaron Williams in for McCullough. Despite the fact that McCullough hasn't shot it well, he was established in the first quarter. A good sign.
Got some touches.
Shot clock down to 3. Artest driving, dishing, and didn't realize that the shot clock was winding down.
A nice job by Keith Van Horn. Moved the legs, forced them wide, ended up kicking to the wing.
Something the Indiana Pacers feel. They got their playoff-type experience over the last 3 weeks of the regular season.
Ready?
Just to get in.
Absolutely.
Brad Miller quoted as saying, we've been in the playoffs for almost a month.
A confident team, and they're much better with the additions.
Off the curl. Kittle has it rim out. As Kidd found him in stride. Cross court. Miller around Kittle for the leaning jump shot. Brad Miller couldn't come up with it. Here's Kidd, middle of the floor. Kittle's on a wing. Van Horn open. Van Horn, same spot. Can't get it to drop. And the rebound taken by Tinsley.
Pace favors the Nets, though.
Tinsley shake and bake. And now backs it out. Williams battling on the inside with Brad Miller. That means Van Horn is with Artest. Martin with O'Neal.
They come for the double. First time, little shade recover.
Kidd showed it, comes back. O'Neal way off. Kidd the rebound. Flicks it for Kittles. Kidd thought about it. A 3. Side of the rim. And O'Neal's out of bounds.
Oh, they got a foul now. Oh, my goodness. I think it'll be Keith Van Horn. No question about the foul. Of course, I like the late whistle in the sense to get it right. He did foul. Forced the step out.
A slap attempt by Van Horn to O'Neal. Trying to get the equalizer here tonight before going into a tough environment, which would be Conseco Fieldhouse. And that will be Friday for Game 3. Well, Brad Miller, we were talking about him earlier. Miller's matured a bit, and going over from Chicago to Indiana, chance to win in the postseason. And a quote on his role with the Pacers: if I can get somebody open by setting a flare screen, that's just as good as getting a hoop. Or I can make the pass to the person who gets the assist, get the hockey assist. That's the other things I judge myself on. Good transition for us, and shows you what kind of philosophy Brad Miller has taken on.
From the Devils to the Miller, his ability to move to the side, to vacate the middle area. And speaking of hockey, Todd McCullough, well known and highly regarded in hockey circles.
Miller spots up and drains a three.
They do make you pay. A little wrinkle defensively.
Was his foot on the line is the question. He's got 10 points on 4 of 5 shooting. Aaron Williams, short, rebounded by Artest. Jefferson is checked into the game for the first time along with Harris. And the guys in the truck tell us that it was a three. Miller was behind the line.
Good pressure on the ball.
Nets now lead by 2. O'Neal is fouled as Williams was dealing with him one-on-one.
They give Williams an opportunity because he's physical, can push him off the box and has an inch on him. And lets Kmart go outside and harass. But even here, Kmart comes down, and that's one of those he may have lost himself because of the bump.
O'Neal at the free throw line, 69%. He's missed on his last 4 shots from the field as he knocks down that free throw. Substitution for Indiana, Kevin Ollie, the former Net, checks into the game to replace Tinsley. First quarter on Saturday, 8 points. Has had a much tougher time getting the numbers so far tonight. 2:08 to go on the first. And 0 for their last 6. Here's a New Jersey turnover. Indiana with a chance to regain the lead.
Now, Lucius has to keep active now with Miller. He's great without the basketball.
Way outside O'Neal. Artest looking to post up on the rookie Jefferson. Artest forces his way into the lane. Blocked. And a travel is called.
Great play by Williams, helping out. Got to be alert defensively. Being trained. Standing in that lane and contributing. A good job by Jefferson, too, trying to force him out just a little bit. Gives Williams a chance to recover as he's got to pay attention to O'Neal and get able to snuff it.
And the 5th Indiana turnover. Martin for Kidd. 10 to shoot. Kidd, jumper, short. Follows his own shot. Brad Miller there defensively. And a reset for New Jersey. Tough defense, Artest with Jefferson.
And look at the hands on Artest.
Williams lost the ball for a moment, got it back, needs some help, and he gives it away to Brad Miller. Under a minute to go in the first. Here's Ollie driving. Martin didn't get a piece of it, but he was effective. Great play. Harris being overplayed by Artest, and there's the push.
See, you got to get those balls. I mean, he gets physical, chippy, uses the hands on the cuts. And right here, the hustling back. Ollie thinks he's got a layup. Kmart avoids the contact. Did get a piece, Bird. Great hustle by the power forward. Gets a piece and gets a chance to go the other way. That's what defense does for you.
Jonathan Bender checks into the game for Indiana. And Artest will take a seat.
And Bergdorf foul. I'm sorry, Bergdorf's side now. See if he can get something on the block. Here comes Kmart.
No points for the Nets over their last 4 minutes of game action. Shot clock at 7. Martin jump hook? No. Ollie up the floor with 32 seconds to play in the opening period. Nets lead by 1. Another low-scoring type of game if you project it over the 4th quarter, something the Nets hoping to avoid. O'Neal lost it, got it back, and a soft touch.
Pretty good recovery.
19-18, Indiana. And the Nets can hold for 1. Ron Mercer now on the floor for the Pacers, guarding Harris. 10 seconds left. Kidd with 6. Williams high screen. Kidd gets rid of it. Martin, 3-point range. Off the mark. And Ollie the rebound at the buzzer.
Can't beat the shot. Interesting now to see what they do with Jason Kidd. They give him a blow, get him set up.
Nets shoot 36% through the first 12 minutes of action, and they trail Indiana. Ready for second quarter action? Let's check in with Mike Crispino.
Thank you, Ian. We're here with NBA Commissioner David Stern. Now, be honest with me. Before the season started, you're sitting in your office. Did you think, I'll be sitting in New Jersey watching a playoff game in April?
Yeah, I thought it was possible, but perhaps with the 8th seed, not with the 1st seed.
One of your former employees had a lot to do with that, Rod Thorne. Before he left you, did you say, Rod, maybe you should try managing an NBA team again?
No, I did all I could to keep him from managing an NBA team again, but he has what we call the team gene. It's an affliction that is impossible to cure, and we knew it was only a matter of time, and he felt that the Nets were the perfect situation. So he knew something, and obviously he knew a lot, and look at this team.
Watching it from afar, do you have a little sense of pride in what Thorne has been able to accomplish here?
A lot, because he was more than an employee. He's a good friend, and for Rod, for Peggy, it's great to see this team doing what it's doing, and really congratulations to him, to the coach, to Lou Lamoriello, and the whole ownership. They've done a great job here.
No Chicago, no New York. We're going to go back. We're going to talk David Stern sitting with Roy Bowe, by the way, the former owner of the Nets. Bill Walton here to the right, who's on a 30-day tour. We're going to talk more about that a little later. Ian, back to you.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. To answer the question that Bill threw out there at the end of the first quarter, would Jason Kidd get the blow? Yes, he will. Anthony Johnson starts at the point guard position here in the second. We'll reset the lineups in a moment. Backdoor cut and a foul called as Ali took one to the head. Anthony Johnson along that baseline drawing the defensive assignment. Nets have Johnson, Harris, Jefferson, Collins, and Aaron Williams.
Correct.
And Kidd getting that breather, as you alluded to.
And Bert, that's one of those fouls where Anthony Johnson has to know the big guys are there. Don't foul. They got a piece of the ball that could have been running the other way.
Indiana with Ali, Mercer, Bender, Brad Miller, and O'Neal. And Reggie Miller, who was the top scorer in the first quarter with 10 points, now watching from the sideline.
Ali, one of those good guys that coaches like to have around, listens, does exactly what you ask of him, happy to be a part of it, and contributes. Good defender. Once in a while will bite you with the jumper as he did on Saturday.
This second unit did a good job on Saturday afternoon. They're looking at a 10-0 Indiana run right now. Collins, couple of pumps, help defense from O'Neal. Collins able to follow his shot with a rebound. Johnson a rainbow jumper.
Nice kick out, real presence by Collins. The gamble, they need some help. Good recovery here. Richard Jefferson assists.
Nets trail by 1. First minute of play here in the second quarter. And Johnson is called on a foul as he got tripped up with Ali.
Trying to do too much. A little overzealous. That's number 2.
Side out for Indiana. And they'll make a substitution. We'll tell you about it in a moment.
The Bird just didn't get over to turn it. That's what he was trying to do. As you mentioned, got the puppies stepping on one another.
Jeff Foster in, Brad Miller out. O'Neal currently is the only starter on the floor for either team. One-on-one with Collins. Ali again off a backdoor cut. Bender makes his move, stripped away by Collins. Here's Johnson running. Johnson to the rim. Contact. And over the back.
Big Aaron. A-Train. Just never got the kind of release necessary. One more dribble. A little more poise in traffic. AJ is their want to call him. Right here, you get a little too deep without anything going. One more bounce on the right-hand side. Of course, looming was O'Neal.
So Aaron Williams has picked up the foul, his second and the third team foul, just over a minute gone by in the second quarter.
And Collins is looking to, and he gets the foul. Yeah, he just grabbed hold and tried to stop him from getting a little bit too deep on O'Neal.
And Billy, the fouls have piled up early. 10:37 mark. And the Nets with their 14th foul.
Because this is just great post defense. You can see Jefferson trying to assist, but Collins never got on the correct angle there to take away that steal.
Indiana with a chance to make a living at the free throw line here in the second quarter if they remain aggressive. Mercer lost the ball. Foster, shot clock winding down. Oh, boy. Jeff Foster drains a 3. He was 2 of 15 this year.
13%. Yesterday, 1 for 1 from the two-point range.
And a 24-20, Indiana advantage. Williams blocked on the inside. Nets clear it with 9 to shoot. Harris makes his move. Threw it up there and does earn a trip to the free throw line as some sarcastic cheers come for the officials from this crowd.
And they really haven't had touches in an area where the officials have had to call a foul. Not driving the lane as Lucius did there. That fast break opportunity wasted as Byron trying to steal minutes now. Get some solid play from the second group.
Harris hits on the first attempt, only the third net free throw so far. Indiana's 5 of 6 as a team. And now Reggie Miller will come in to replace O'Neal. And they will go with a smaller look. Mercer shifting to the 3. And Bender moving to power forward.
Well, you're going to see a lot of dribble driving, and with the amount of time left, 10 minutes, 2 seconds, Reggie Miller knows how to draw fouls. He's got to play him solid and don't put him on the line.
It'll be Jefferson drawing the assignment on Miller. That means Harris is with Mercer. Just over 2 minutes gone by in the second quarter in a 2-point game. Indiana leading it.
Nice job this time by Johnson. Took away the dribble pass.
Bender, penetration, quick first step. Lost the ball and came off like a pinball out of bounds.
Took him a bit off Collins there. Good help defensively, but very alert on that end of the floor. Struggling on the offense.
Indiana retains it with 7 to shoot.
And right here, the ball wasn't protected. Collins on one side, the ricochet maybe off of Williams.
Miller will be the trigger man. Now 5 on the clock. Miller bouncing. Foster never had control of it. Offensive foul on the Indiana big man.
What a great job by Johnson there. Early had a couple of fouls. Wasn't as alert that time. Very attentive as he stepped in.
Nets down by 2 after opening up 8 of 13. They are 1 of their last 13. Harris, a jump shot straight away.
Well, that'll help that drought. Knocking some shots down. Here's a little trouble in the backcourt.
And we're tied at 24. Foster on a kick out. Now it's Mercer wheeling for a jump shot.
But he got some good looks yesterday. Did not make any 0 for 3. Or Saturday, I should say.
And the Pacers lead by 2. Mercer's first field goal. Williams breaks free for a slam.
Taking advantage of the mismatch. A little thinner Bender, unable to keep the body on him.
And almost a fender bender.
You wouldn't want to crash into Williams, would you?
Knotted at 26. Mercer feeds the post. Foster. Cut and a lay-in. Good move on the inside by Ollie.
What a nice dive. You're right. On that rotation, Collins just could not get over in time.
Indiana leads by 2. Harris wants the jump shot. Uncontested rebound for Ollie. Pacers off the push. Mercer crossover over Jefferson, and it rims out. Foster had to be involved as bodies were flying.
Nice solid checking out. They've been solid on the defensive end, and that's just getting away from their Mercer at that forward spot as well. And the big thing, I think, is just analyzing on offense what you want, where you want, and the proper pass. That's it made some turnovers that haven't enabled them to get enough shots.
A number 1 seed has not trailed 0-2 in a series, first round, since the Phoenix Suns in 1993. And the Suns, if you recall, that year went all the way to the finals. Come from behind win against the Lakers in that 3 out of 5.
I think it rest and solid performance early, I thought, with the push, the philosophy, the half-court approach. Second group now, other than the early fouls, has been solid.
And you can get by with Johnson when Ollie is on the floor. You can live with that matchup if you're the net coaching staff.
Right, and of course Johnson can guard. It's the offensive end where he may not push it as much. And of course with Tinsley on the floor, Tinsley really can beat you with the bounce. You're right.
After the timeout, Nets down 28-26. We're in the second quarter at the Continental Airlines Arena. Jefferson looking to create some space. Mercer there defensively. Brad Miller back in for Indiana. He gives Collins the jumper. Off the rim, long rebound, tracked down by Jefferson, and a clear. Johnson, up 3.
How about that for confidence? Stepping in on the shot, but the hustle by Jefferson. They weren't active getting loose balls on Saturday. Good opportunistic play.
5 points off the bench for Anthony Johnson. Van Horn is popped off the bench, and we'll check in next dead ball. Nets up by 1. Miller bounce for Brad. Miller. And a foul called as Reggie got it to his namesake.
What a nice play, though. I mean, they curl around, and if you open up to help, they slip to the 10. This is just a solid play. You need some assistance. Here they exchange, and there goes Reggie. You can see Lucius tails him, and then as Aaron goes out to help and make it a wider pass, they're very alert, and Brad Miller gets to the free throw line.
Second foul on Collins, who goes to the bench. Van Horn is checked back in. Brad Miller, combining his seasons with Chicago and Indiana, put up good numbers this year. He's a guy that had some strong games against the Nets when he was in a full uniform, as Isaiah Thomas gives some instructions to Jamal Tinsley, who's in for Ollie. Miller hits on a pair, and the Pacers back in front by one. A mobile big man, and that's why that Byron Scott likes to match up with Aaron Williams, maybe more so than McCollum.
I think Jefferson can do some damage right now. Either the dribble drive or getting inside. Here they get, as Aaron Williams tried to post up, you get O'Neal on a real nickel dimer. Not a good foul, but a big fella.
O'Neal took one in the kisser, and now the team fouls beginning to pile up for Indiana.
And here is Aaron comes down, and it's one of those incidental contact. Isaiah commenting on the sideline. That's one of those, I got hit. And that's why they call him the A-Train.
Third foul called on the Pacers. First personal on Jermaine O'Neal. Here's Johnson using the Williams screen. Van Horn driving. The floater doesn't go. 30-29, Indiana. Van Horn is now 3 of 6 from the field, and Kenyon Martin and Jason Kidd getting ready to come back into the game. Reggie Miller on a bounce for O'Neal. 5 to shoot. Cross court. Mercer. Jump shot. No good. Here's Johnson. Picked up by Tinsley. Early offense for Williams. Back in on Miller. Off the window. Difficult angle.
And you can see the scouting there. Miller was taking away his left hand. Nice drop step by Aaron Williams.
And the Nets lead it 31-30. 6.5 to go until intermission.
Nice cushion by Johnson on the post.
Tinsley on a bounce for O'Neal. Van Horn holding his ground.
Gets one to reach in, Bird. Nickel dimer.
It's number 2 on Van Horn. And O'Neal will shoot free throws. Nets over the limit. Let's take a look at our trivia question tonight, brought to you by Nissan. Who holds the Nets record for steals in a playoff game? Jason Kidd back on the floor along with Martin. Jefferson and Johnson head to the bench. Jermaine O'Neal, 69% on the season.
Great to see his growth, Bird. I mean, unfortunately, the Nets have to witness it, but this has become a terrific talent. His ability to face up and take different people in different spots.
Is that we hear from those closer to him that he works very hard and has worked hard to improve his game.
Pretty much you can see by his talent level. I mean, he has just worked at it on a consistent basis. Al Hamilton's another guy. They got a future with those two.
Donnie Walsh, he pulled it off without to rebuild it.
Good catch.
Van Horn got it to go on a foul.
Pretty good strength there. The courage to make the entry pass. Well, you can see what Byron's tried to do. It's just once in a while the Nets will get away from it. But here, over the top, you can see the step up by Van Horn creates that cushion. And here, the ability to latch on and finish. Aaron Williams with a real deft touch. And, of course, the excitement at the end of it. The Keith has been solid on both ends.
He has a chance to match his point total from Saturday afternoon right here. And up. 34-32, Ron Artest back in for Indiana. He replaces Mercer.
They're going to screen for Reggie down there. Let's see how you use these picks.
Tinsley turning on Kidd. Reggie Miller gets the step on Harris for a leaning jumper.
Gets that angle. You come high. He fades. Then he's got the lane to the goal.
His first field goal of the second quarter. He's got 12 overall. Perimeter, Harris, back for Martin. They give Kidd the 3. Off the mark. And rebound controlled by Artest in a tie game at 34.
Ooh, he showed that ball. Tinsley very lucky to keep it.
Tinsley crossover and some action away from the rim.
Reggie with Lucius third, trying to hold on. He's such a great discard guy. You get caught, and Lucius with his hands up. He can't believe he got it against him.
Indiana in the bonus. Free throws for the Pacers when we come back. 5
The post up, and some familiar faces in there. Buck Williams, number 52. Look how thin the bodies are. Here, Doc makes a mistake, and Albert King on the run out. And here, again, Otis, and right there in the middle, number 55. Huh. He was a McDonald's All-American, and now he's dispensing.
for Wendy's.
An entrepreneur.
Nice way to put it all together. And the last time the Nets won a playoff series, well, you just saw it. Against the Philadelphia 76ers, it was a shocker back in 1984 to knock off the defending champion.
The year after. And then Doc, remember, Doc uncharacteristically said they will not win Game 5 here.
Reggie Miller, who has made some proclamations, playoff proclamations, over the course of his career.
He's not as testy in Jersey, is he?
No.
New York brings the best or worst out of him. I was hoping Spike would show up just to rattle a little bit.
1 out of 2 for Miller from the line. You see the Nets have gotten more shot attempts off. Van Horn, side of the rim. Kidd, offensive rebound. Bouncing on the baseline. And Martin against O'Neal. Nearly lost the ball. Van Horn can't get it to drop. And a long rebound to Martin. Long possession for New Jersey.
The kid wants it over here. Let's see what they got. They're going to move to the zone here. Good play.
Great find. Hit Kidd for Williams and no call.
Should have been on the line. What a great read. Chased the kid on the baseline, was orchestrating. He saw the little mix-up defensively, and a great dive to the rim.
Kidd with his 5th assist. And Williams now 3 out of 5 from the field, 6 points. Byron Scott still asking Joe DeRosa why no call. 8-second call.
And they got it.
He did not cross midcourt as the clock hit 16, and DeRosa now gets a cheer from the next coaching staff.
And what a job by Jason Kidd. He took away the dribble pass. They turned the other way, regained it once again. Good, solid defensive play. Does it on both ends.
Indiana turns it over for the 8th time. Nets up by 1. Chance to add to it with 4:25 to go in the first half. Nets have their starting 5 on the floor. Kidd down the lane. Stripped by Tinsley and a foul.
And look at Jason Kidd. I've not seen him this emotional. He has just tried to step it up a little bit since he's coming back in. Always understated, but now trying to do the number on both ends of the floor. The shot clock's up here. Now watch, he takes this away, Bert, then he takes this away. And as you noted, right on top of it, 16 on the clock. Kmart pointing out as well. And Isaiah wants to get a little bit organized with the quick 20.
Jason Kidd believes he earned a trip to the free throw line as Tinsley knocked the ball away.
Oh, they're saying no, not on the shot, huh? And he's up in the air on his weight. I mean, that's obvious that they have not given him that opportunity.
Well, it doesn't matter. Pacers are over the
Yeah, it doesn't, but still, the point is that here's that dive after the read. A little mix-up defensively by the Pacers, and nobody better to analyze. The Kidd.
Second personal foul on the Indiana point guard, Jamal Tinsley. And Kidd will be at the free throw line with 4:21 to go first half. Nets lead 36-35.
Okay, players have a great deal of pride. They're not talking about anybody in this league, and that's hearing last day or so, well, maybe they don't run a half court well. Maybe they're not mature enough. They haven't been there enough. And knowing Jason Kidd and Dad Valentine, he's going to give everything he can to steal one here.
Well, the experience factor has been brought up as well. Nets enter the postseason with only 67 career playoff games combined on their active roster. Only Boston have less postseason experience heading into this year's playoffs. Kidd knocks down a pair.
I still get the kid. It should be 66. Tommy Marshall got the point, right?
They got 1 minute. 1 minute for Cleveland.
And this pressure sort of gets them going. The Nets a little more aggressive on both half and full.
Kidd with 5s across the board. 5 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists here in the first half.
Nice job on McCullough jamming up, helping Kittles on Miller.
Shot clock is down to 4. Artest to Miller. Down to 1. And Miller doesn't get the roll. That's Brad Miller on the inside.
Great solid trip.
Kidd, stop and go. Lost it for a moment. Saves it for Martin. Bank shot, no. Knocked up in the air. O'Neal can't grab it. And last touch, Indiana.
Boy, they are starting to compete a little bit. I mean, defensively at the other end, we set up by the full court pressure, and then they did a great job in the half. But this is a little more physical than we saw on Saturday. Kmart was in the middle of that mix, and then touched by O'Neal.
Martin gets it in cleanly for Kidd down low. And a foul called. Tinsley and Kidd just gave a stare to each other as Tinsley got knocked down to the floor.
I have never seen Jason Kidd as aggressive. I mean, he has been challenging on the pick and roll. That time, put the shoulder down after the initial foul and went right at Jamal Tinsley. Well, watch this at the end, Bert. He just turns on him here. He's just going to challenge. He knows he's got the foul. And Tinsley, irate in that physical kind of play, but he just takes a look and walks to the foul line.
Tinsley took a grab at Kidd's shorts, and that's when Kidd looked in his direction. Tinsley's third personal foul. And Kevin Ollie checks in, and don't think for a moment that Jason Kidd won't keep this philosophy with Ollie defending him one-on-one.
It's all stimulated by the defense, though, Bert. And making shots, they get together and pressure full. Here he is again. He is really challenging people. Nice double by Kmart.
They get it across to Brad Miller. Nets have outscored the Pacers 9-3 since Kidd and Martin came back into the game. O'Neal, they've held him in check. Knocked outside.
This pressure has taken the ball away from Reggie Miller. It's forcing him to wait and accept it. Tough one as Martin tries to deny number 2.
And it will be Kenyon Martin picking up the personal foul. Jason Kidd lost his sneaker during that sequence and was able to get it back and recover defensively into the lane.
Well, which would you prefer losing? Your trousers or your shoe? Almost had the trousers on one end. They're still able to play and get organized and still get back and take away the top by Ollie. He's all over it.
O'Neal gets the roll on the first attempt. And it looks like Kidd's got it squared away with those black socks. Van Horn takes a seat. Jefferson comes in to replace him. Again, Van Horn, the net high score with 10 points.
You know why I like this? He's played well with Keith Van Horn, but a little more aggressive defensively the next 3 minutes, what Byron's looking for. Just take it at this club.
Indiana now 11 of 14 at the free throw line. O'Neal has 8 points and 4 rebounds in 19 minutes. We come up on the 3-minute mark, second quarter. Kidd with Ollie, double from O'Neal.
Wants the post up.
Martin, spin move, bump, and he's going to get the offensive foul.
Just never got into the spot, number 3.
And that means Van Horn's going to come right back.
That little drop step.
Timeout, 2:58 to play, first half. Nets in front of the Pacers, 40-30.
Wayne O'Neal, and in his younger days, of course, well regarded. Here he is now at his age. Let's go back to his high school days when he was so highly regarded at Eau Claire, South Carolina. But a little bit different look, huh? A lot of guys around him, though. That seems familiar. The touch around the rim and his ability to gate shots. The growth of some of these young guys is just sensational. Isaiah, very fortunate the way he's developed his game.
O'Neal actually fell to number 17 in the first round that year to Portland and then couldn't get off the bench because they were stacked in front of him in the rotation. Double team on O'Neal. Shot clock at 7. Driving to the rim. Offensive foul, Artest.
And that was one of those, off the timeout, Jason Kidd left his guy, who happened to be Kevin Ollie, and tried to jam it up. Good defensive reaction. Here's the double, and now the rotation. And right here, Richard Jefferson just moves those legs. Committed great defender and is improved.
Nets lead by 4. Van Horn has come back in for Kenyon Martin, who picked up his third foul. Kidd, screen is set. Jumper is good.
Tell you what, he is in that zone right now. Stepping up the level of concentration. Little step back, Jack, knocked out.
9 points for Kidd. He has scored the last 6 for New Jersey, and they lead by 6. We come up on 2 minutes to go.
A little nickel dimer on the baseline. I think it might be Kittles.
And it means Reggie Miller is going to the free throw line.
Who else? Reggie, great sprinter. Something you don't understand, but he just understands how to discard people. Here he is over here, and there he lets the referee know, flails the arm, gets everybody's attention. So alert on that offensive end.
That's the first foul on Kerry Kittles.
Is he very well composed on the sideline? He's where most coaches are. Because these two guys, all they ever thought about was the final round. They didn't think about the first round. Now, just getting through. There's that ring there. I'm not sure which one, with Chuck Daly and the Pistons.
Reggie Miller now has 15. Kittles has been held scoreless on 0 of 2 shooting in 13 minutes. He needs to get involved. Kittles, open look, side of the rim, well short.
Didn't shoot it. Got to stroke it. Once again, penetration and fine, getting good looks.
42-38, New Jersey. Here's Brad Miller with McCullough. Artest comes for the ball for the jump shot. He's looking for his first field goal, and McCullough rebounds it. Artest is 0 for 3.
Use the belly, big fella.
Van Horn spots up, open look, a 3.
And Kidd gives it up so early. And the acknowledgement by Van Horn with the touchdown salute. But Jason Kidd doesn't waste any time.
Van Horn, the high man for New Jersey with 13.
And Kidd now on Miller. Reggie, that is.
14-6, the Nets have outscored Indiana since Kidd checked back into the game in the second quarter. O'Neal knocked away by Kittles and tracked down in the corner.
Great double, a little bit of delay. And he's going right for Van Horn.
Van Horn, no good for 3. Artest jumps over the front row. He can't save it.
Do you know that Jason Kidd wasn't looking for anybody else but Keith Van Horn? He saw everybody up in the front, but he knew he's hot. Get it to him. Get the puppy set. But right here, aggressive play. And how about this? You've got to be pretty athletic to play this league. The expensive seats.
20-second timeout taken. And the Nets have matched their largest lead of 7.
And Bert, a lot of it's been the full court pressure that keeps the ball out of the Miller's hands. Or, well, you know, look at this guy. He's right here. He's got everybody here. The quick look to Van Horn. The same play on the other side. Same play on the same side. But then the one that he did make, he just reads people. He rides them. Makes you confident. And that's what Jason Kidd has brought to this team besides the great unselfish play.
Keith Van Horn is 5 of 11 from the field in 16 minutes of play. 55.5 seconds to go until halftime.
A foul should be. Yep. Not a good
It will be. Kidd.
Artest there with a giveaway.
And that's number 3 on the St. John's product, Ron Artest.
Different personality right now on the floor.
Kidd can crack double figures at the line. Coming up at halftime, TJ Kidd's home court advantage. You won't want to miss that. We'll head to the sports desk with Steve Cangelosi, Mike Crispino, Jim Spinarco analyze the first half, and Bill and I will have first half highlights. All coming up action-packed. Halftime here on Fox Sports Net.
Making it, gives him the pressure again, Bird. Keeps it out of selected players' hands.
Largest cushion tonight is 9 for New Jersey.
It's Kidd on Reggie Miller.
Nets as a team, 10 of 11 at the free throw line in this first half. 45 seconds to go. O'Neal, he's been limited to 8 points. O'Neal, baseline drive, knocked away. McCullough with strong defense.
Great analyzation. Got himself in the right spot.
Kidd, pull up pop. Oh, got it to go. Foot on the line for 2.
A little early. Dagger. He knows when to put it in.
Nets lead by 11, their first double-digit advantage tonight. Kidd has scored 10 of the last 12 for New Jersey.
Got to stop the dribble penetration. You know Miller's going to try and get free.
6-second difference. Shot clock, the game clock. Miller can't get it to go. Jefferson the rebound. Ahead for Kidd. 4 seconds left. Kidd for Van Horn. To the rim.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Offensive foul with 1.7.
Oh, my goodness.
number 3 on Van Horn.
What a tough call to go. He had the right angle, every right to go to the hoop, but this Byron's going to get something in for him.
And they will make the substitution with Collins, who will take the floor with 2 personal fouls.
Interesting, that particular angle, he looked ready. The angle we had, which was on the right side of the play.
Back to you.
And a good sign. Everybody talks about, can this team function in the half court and win in the postseason? And those kind of numbers tell you the story in the first half, as do these. Keith Van Horn, 13 points on 5 of 11, and maybe the best sign of all, Billy, the fact that Van Horn took the 11 shots and not Kidd.
That's amazing. I think, of course, he got himself down the floor, and early they established him low. I think that's very key for this team. They got a number of people who can do some damage low.
Indiana led by Reggie Miller, who had 15. O'Neal, who scored 30 in game 1, finished with 8 in the first half. 2 of 8 from the field. Brad Miller had 18 points in that game 1. 1 of 4 from the field in the first half of game 2. 49-38, Nets leading the pace.
And an ominous note, Bird, is the forwards with the 3 fouls. I mean, that's a major dilemma. Martin and Van Horn have to play within themselves. Don't get any early.
Tinsley playing with 3 personal fouls. Second half action with the Nets in front by double figures. Out of bounds, Indiana will retain it.
And pretty good footwork, too, as Kenyon Martin came all the way over the top to get a piece.
13 to shoot.
See how Reggie pushes, then you try and grab. He's so good at it.
High screen. O'Neal driving for the dunk.
Tell you what, look out below. Nice little slip pass. Reggie Miller.
And Jermaine O'Neal now in double figures with 10. Nets lead it 49-40. First possession, third quarter. Van Horn trying to force his way in.
Play. Everything but.
Off the rim, Artest was looking to flop. The officials didn't buy it.
Nice hands by Van Horn and a giveaway by Tinsley, number 4.
It is Tinsley. And it forces Kevin Ollie off the bench in the first minute of play of the third quarter.
Hey, Bert, how alert is Keith Van Horn? He didn't make the goal, sprinted back, got himself in the middle to cause the turnover, and then got the foul on Tinsley.
In the opener, Indiana shot 57% in the first half. They were limited to 35% in the second half. Kenyon Martin takes the opening for 2.
Oh, my goodness, little lingerie lingering there. And Van Horn's got our test. I think he can get some little jump hooks on the box.
Nets held Indiana to just 11 points in the third quarter on Saturday afternoon. They lead by 11 early in the third here. Miller steps into a jump shot.
Same play, huh? A little curl and pop out. Bill Lambier reminds you of a little bit?
A little bit. Certainly has the range that Lambier had. I don't know if he has the mean streak.
Better personality, maybe. I didn't mean to, Bill.
51-42. Kittles using the McCullough screen. And Kittles has yet to score. 6 to shoot. Martin one-on-one with O'Neal. Step back for a jumper. And rebounded by Ollie. Indiana pushing it. Miller met by Kidd.
Good recovery by the Nets. Oh, they had numbers on their side.
Ollie directing traffic. 12 to shoot. O'Neal with Martin. Hooks a pass inside. Ollie amongst the trees. Artest pump fake. 2-pointer. Doesn't go. And Kidd with an uncontested rebound. Kidd.
Oh.
Missed it. Got it back. Was he out of bounds?
They were going to say he was. He had not recovered. But that's the same hard play. That second quarter when he stepped up, his aggressive nature exhibited itself.
Nets turn it over for the 7th time. Nets stay at home. Martin with O'Neal.
Got to help.
Isolation. O'Neal. Window. Follow dunk. Artest off the miss. His first field goal.
They've been sound checking out. That time Keith Van Horn went to the rim, forgot to put a body on him.
51-44. And the Nets lead is 7.
Much better showing the ball to Artest so he can't deny and gamble.
Martin, lob, deflected. Van Horn had it knocked out of there by Brad Miller as Van Horn went hard to the ground, and Kittles is called for a foul.
Not a bad give up there. We're going to give it Deuce. Going to be on the sideline. Van Horn collecting himself at the other end. He is much tougher around the rim than we have seen him recently. Here the lob. Right here, feeling he got the body, took a little hit. It's playoffs, though.
Second foul on Kittle's first team foul. 9 minutes to go in the third. Brad Miller way outside. Here's Reggie. Pump fake, got McCullough in the air, stripped to the ball. Kittle's knocked away by Reggie Miller, and the Nets retain it. Van Horn shows the ball to Artest. It went off of Van Horn through McCullough's legs.
Too many people around when Keith made his move. Took advantage of, give it a nice thump down on the post up.
O'Neal wants it with Martin shaking bait. McCullough help defense and a foul called on top.
Good help though, good solid contribution. And you see right there what a load O'Neal is. I mean, he really breaks you down here, turns and Kenyon actually gets faked out there, one space, and if time doesn't come down, it's a layup and maybe a foul. Good assist, but the ability in or out of O'Neal showing himself.
4 of 6 from the line tonight, Jermaine O'Neal. And the first one rims in. Byron Scott, who was a former Indiana Pacer. And Byron is one of 5 coaches in the NBA making their playoff debut, along with Nate McMillan and Mo Cheeks, Rick Carlisle, and Jim O'Brien of the Boston Celtics.
Boy, they looked good too, Bird, against Philly. Sure did. He's actually on the line, Bird, which is a violation.
He is.
Toes are on the line.
Toe on the right foot.
If they called that the playoffs, you wouldn't work in the league again.
That would be it.
You're up.
Well, Indiana has closed to within 5. Nets led this one by 11 at the end of the first half. Pacers have outscored them 8-2 here in the third. Van Horn lines it up. Side of the rim, and the Nets are 7.
They had a nice thing going. He didn't finish around the rim. Just stick with it. You'll get to the free throw line. Good start here. Pacers 8-2.
Reggie Miller fading away. And Byron Scott may need a timeout. Pacers chipping away. 7:54 to go in the third. And the Nets lead has shrunk to 3. 51-48. And tomorrow night, following the all-new MSG Sports Desk on MSG.
Speaking of angles, the Nets finding a way to get it in low on the proper angle and then suddenly deep, as you mentioned. But scoring is so important to this game because it sets up the defensive pressure. That's where they can get their runouts.
And Billy, can you win playoff games with your starting shooting guard not scoring? Terry Kittles still has not registered a point. And the Nets as a team 1 of 6 from the field in this third quarter. They lead by 3. The lead has been as high as 11. Kidd pull up as he has done all season when the Nets have needed a big bucket.
A nice side screen. They hadn't done that all game. Good read. And Kidd with the counter.
53-48. Kidd now has 15. Half court set for Indiana. Miller. Backdoor Ollie.
And they really made Jason Kidd shading and looking to help. That one-man zone. Pay for it.
Kevin Ollie has come off the bench to score 6. That's up by 3. Kidd using a screen set by McCullough. Reverses for a pull-up.
They see something. He knows they need a lift. Stepping up right now. Kittle's not getting the touches either, but in fairness to him, they're playing him very well.
17 points for Jason Kidd. He's the high man for New Jersey. Brad Miller hands it off to Reggie. Tries to bank it from long distance. Kidd for Kittle. High percentage of two-handed slammer.
Great look. Not getting it right, huh? Good solid rebound by the point guard.
O'Neal stolen away by Kidd. Martin. Back to Kidd. Nets lead it by 7. Chance to add to it. Spin move. Kidd with Ollie. Kidd a jumper. Got it!
He may have gotten pulled on that one, too. Oh, what a Valentine.
Kidd's got 19. And the Nets have built the lead back up to 9. Goes for the steal. Ollie gets the step. Brad Miller. Short. Rebounded by McCullough. Kittle's running the floor. Wild attempt as Kittle tried to reverse it. Too many people around him. Ollie. Spot up jumper. Reggie Miller, a 3.
Silencer, huh? He's amazing. Everybody runs by. You got to address him, but it's tough. You're taught all your life to go to the rim.
He's got 20 to lead the Pacers. 5:40 to play in the third, and the Nets in front by 6.
But I think they got to go back to Van Horn on the box. This time they try Martin.
Martin with O'Neal. The fake. Martin is fouled, and it counts.
I'll take Martin down to the box. Artest is on Van Horn. He got some good looks early. This time that dribble to the lane. He did it the other day against O'Neal. The tough nature of Kenyon Martin. Nobody looks up. You see Reggie Miller turns blind. He doesn't come down the strafe at all. Good forceful move. Like J. Martin. Power.
Byron Scott makes a change as Martin knocks down the free throw. Aaron Williams into the game for McCullough. The Nets starting center only 2 points on 1 of 5 shooting. He does have 7 rebounds. Ollie cross court. Artest. They dare him to shoot it from long range and knocked out of bounds. Who's got it?
They go the other way. They close it over the back. I'll tell you, they have not attacked Martin or Van Horn. They've been able to play without fouling. That goes free coming into the second half.
In the paint, Nets 24-10. They've outscored Indiana. We will hit the 5-minute mark of the third. Martin now with 11 points. Kick out. Van Horn wide open. Can't get it to go, and it's rebounded by Crozier. Austin Crozier, who did not play very much in the first game, only 2 minutes in the opener on Saturday. Ollie. Hole was clogged up. Miller, baseline. Fouled by Kidd. Reggie Miller is maybe the best in the NBA at getting those calls when he leaves his feet.
No argument at all. Just amazing. With or without the ball, he knows how to draw the attention. Here he leans in, a little bit of a scrape, but he knows he's going to get it, and that's what makes him so tough. Late in the shot clock, when they need points, he's the guy.
A big part of it also, he has got such superb body control that he can make it look like he's under control and the defender is not.
Well, he's so lengthy and gangly. I mean, he just knows how to flail the arms and throw you off a little bit.
Well, he is from California. He's got some acting abilities in there.
And he's also very talented first.
Reggie 2 out of 2 at the line. Quiets the crowd down at 62-55. Nets, it appeared, were going to bring the lead to double digits again, but instead it's 7.
They got a screen here. They give it to Van Horn.
They do.
Yeah.
Or is it Aaron?
Aaron.
It's Williams.
They tried to get Kittle on the board. They run that little run across the top. He brushes, and in terms of faces the ball. Empty trip.
9th New Jersey turnover, and the 3rd foul on Aaron Williams. Ollie forced into extended minutes because of the foul trouble of Tinsley.
And Reggie upset that because Kidd is on him, hasn't been able to get free.
Miller couldn't catch it, and it's going the other way. Reggie realized that was his fault.
And Bird, that's one of those plays when we get back to it where the center has to help out.
The matchups right now, Miller with Kittles, O'Neal is dealing with Martin, Williams and Crozier. Kittles, pull up, knocks it down.
A nice play, too, because the last 2 trips, they tried to get Curry's head into the game.
64-55, second field goal for Kerry Kittles. Drop it inside, O'Neal. Nets stay at home.
And here comes Kidd.
Crozier, ball fake. Crozier off balance. And rebounded by Martin. And a foul called, Artest from behind.
Pretty solid defensive trip. And very alert. Jason Kidd just screwed off a little. 4th foul.
Ron Artest.
Now here's the particular play that they run so well. Reggie, now once you go over the high side, let's see, now he comes this way. Now what the center has to do is open to take away that back cut because you think he's coming out this way. You got to be bigger and take away that lane.
Richard Jefferson has come on. Kidd up top. Kittle's able to catch it along the baseline. Van Horn now on the bench. Reset. Kittle's in a crowd.
Plenty of time.
9 to shoot. Martin with O'Neal. Martin pull up. rebounded by Bender, who has just checked into the game for Indiana. Crozier. Here's O'Neal. Double team comes. Crozier up in the air, and Martin is called on a foul. Kenyon Martin with a hard foul underneath the basket. That's number 4 on him.
Nice back cut and a good read on the double. And that's what O'Neal has learned to do. Here's the double. And just a great dive to the pin. Crozier able to get the attention.
And what Kenyon doesn't want to do is get the attention of the officials with fouls of this style.
So you sneak and peek, you don't have good vision on the ball and your man. And that was all basketball, fortunately. And able to compete.
Arms were flailing a bit as Crozier missed on the first attempt. Austin Crozier really not a part of Isaiah Thomas's rotation. After the deal was made involving Ron Artest and Ron Mercer, Kevin Ollie, Jalen Rose, Travis Best, Delta Chicago.
And 17 minutes he gets when he does play.
Richard Harris getting ready to check in. Williams inside. He worked his way towards the rim for a slam.
With disdain. Taking on the inside of the Pacers. The entry.
8 points for Aaron Williams. Nets up by 10. Ollie defended by Kidd.
Nice job by Jefferson helping.
Bender, baseline jumper.
The youth core, the kiddie core, they are talented.
Only 20 years old in his 3rd year. He also came right out of high school like O'Neal and like Harrington.
3 solid guys. They're going to be around a long time.
Jefferson has been very quiet in the postseason. Martin gave up his dribble. Shot clock is down to 4. Kidd can't drop it. Who's there? Martin to clean it up. The custodian rearranging.
He didn't stay outside, got right to the rim.
This crowd is into it. Ollie into the lane. O'Neal turn around off the rim. Kidd up the floor, crosses over. Kidd. Crozier knocks him down to the hardwood.
And that's it.
No call, out of bounds.
Wow.
1:55 to play in the 3rd and a timeout.
Here's the penetration. Everybody has to be got hit. Unfortunately, doesn't get the ball. But how about this one? Kmart.
Lions Arena, Mike Crispino courtside as the Nets now with a 10-point lead over Indiana. Going back to 1974, the first ABA championship. Dr. J, of course, part of it, and Rod Thorne, an assistant coach, as the Nets won the ABA championship. And you may notice over there on the right-hand side, the ball boy, our host of Anglos now, Al Troutwig. And now I'm joined by Herb Turetsky, who was the official scorer then, is the official scorer now. How do you compare this group with the excitement you had in 1974?
I find that this team has been as exciting on a night-in, night-out basis as when we had Doc and Super John and Larry Keenan, Brian Taylor. Just a great bunch of guys and a great ball game to watch every night.
You started then. Did you think you'd still be doing this back in 2002?
I really didn't. I saw Roy Bowe here tonight, who's the Nets owner, and I'm just shocked. I'm doing this 35 years, Mike. Never expected to be going this long, but it's fun.
Al Troutwig was the ball boy then. Did he do a good job?
Alan and Fritz's boys were both great ball boys then. They're terrific.
They called him Alan, right?
Yep.
Alan Troutwig. Thanks to Herb Turetsky. He's been here for, he says, 1,600 games. Seen them all and having as much fun as ever. I'm back to you.
All right, thanks, Mike. Off the Mercer miss. Jefferson taken away by Ollie, but a foul.
Tell you, that's what you need from Jefferson, that explosiveness in the open floor. And who better to find him than Jason Kidd? But it all started with a challenge on Mercer's jumper. Good, solid rebound, and the run out. Any pass necessary, right? He just couldn't get it around to protect it. Nice play by Ollie, forcing for the Nets to get to the foul line.
Well, we talked about Kerry Kittle searching for his first points earlier in the quarter. Richard Jefferson has just gotten his first point of the night at the free throw line. 14 minutes for Jefferson. He had 20 minutes in the opener and was held to 4 points. But he knocks down a pair to extend the Nets lead 70-58, their largest cushion of the night.
It's seldom you can predict who the scorers are going to be in the Nets because of the democracy. And this should be a foul on O'Neal.
And it will be. Jason Kidd was trying to recover defensively, and he was shoved out of the way as Kevin Ollie got an open look. And for O'Neal, he picks up the foul, his second. Indiana, 2 of its last 8 from the field, 3 turnovers in its last 13 possessions. Kidd, Williams catches, lays it in, no! In and out, but a foul call.
Jason Kidd didn't know the basket wasn't good. He jumped up thinking it was a deuce and a free throw. But what a gamble, a third foul on O'Neal here. But almost like a dummy play. The back is to the basketball, and you can see the strength of Williams. And right here, everybody thinks spun it at his hands. Here he jumps up in the air looking for the presentation. But good, strong. Normally you'll see him dunk that.
Well, the shot was halfway down and came out. His free throw just did the same thing, and he's got another attack. Nets had made 10 straight at the line until that miss. Calm and collected Isaiah Thomas.
Okay, these two coaches, they don't have to send a suit to the dry cleaners.
Standing up.
Very understated.
And standing up quite a bit. They're not getting wrinkled.
That's true. Nice denial on the wings.
Nets have their biggest lead. It's 13. 5 to shoot. Under a minute to go in the third. O'Neal on a kick out. Ollie lines it up. Can't hit it. Inside Crozier for a follow dunk.
Nobody put the body on him. Crozier, as you know, doesn't get the minutes. Doesn't fit in the scheme, I believe, for Isaiah. Nice contribution there.
Crozier's now got 3 points. Kidd finds an opening. Open man as well. It's Jefferson who draws the foul.
And that's the read by Jefferson, too. You know, kids, coming, make yourself in a position where you can dominate. Nice back cut, very catchable pass. Richard Jefferson, we're talking about his defense, but he reads things beautifully. There's that a step and go.
Richard Jefferson had a long postseason run with Arizona a year ago. And the wins just kept coming for Jefferson, making the transition from college basketball to pro hoops.
This is a little longer, though, in the season.
A little bit.
A few extra games.
Just a little bit. And 1 out of 2 at the line for Jefferson. Nets lead it 72 to 60.
And this is one where you go for a good, strong stop, rebound, and get one more. Get a little greedy.
Ollie defended by Kidd.
Bender's trying to take advantage of Kittle's size.
Crozier has the height advantage on Jefferson. Double team from Kidd. 3 to shoot. Has to act quickly. Corner jump for 3. Crozier, no.
Good steal.
Kittle, 5 seconds. Into the hands of Kidd with 3 seconds. Dishes for Harris. Can't handle it. Harris forced to give it up. And time expires here in the third.
How important is it to catch it clean? They lose his toes. Little squeeze. He's got a knockdown opportunity.
Nets increase the lead.
The fast break didn't bounce the ball whatsoever. One of the great leak-out artists, Terry Kittle's in the open floor. Here you relax. He steals the ball. His ability here to turn, take a hit, and still knock it down. Just great inner strength.
And Kidd will remain on the floor to start play in the fourth. Anthony Johnson got a little taste of the action in the second quarter. Kidd now with 19 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, flirting with a triple-double as he usually does. He's had only 1 in his career in postseason play.
That's playing very small right now. Jefferson would be the power forward. Nice duck in here.
Jefferson forced into a fadeaway. And over the back, Aaron Williams. Let's reset the lineup for you as Williams picks up his fourth. And here comes Anthony Johnson. Only 14 seconds into the fourth quarter, so Kidd will head to the bench. Johnson is joined by Kittle, Williams, Jefferson, and Harris. There's the 1 career playoff triple-double, May of 2000 against the Lakers.
Johnson can drag Tinsley.
Apparently Crozier has earned more playing time in Isaiah Thomas's mind. Jefferson, tough defense. 2 California natives. As Jefferson was in California, then moved to Arizona as a youngster. Indiana with Brad Miller, Tinsley, Bender, Crozier.
They get the push there. Little guy, nice front job, and Jefferson seals and turns, and Tinsley ends up with a discard. Number 5, but Aaron Williams is playing a nice touch on the pass, the high-low. Turns, and here, you just see the front and the spin out. That sets it up as the ball goes to the top. Great timing. Solid play.
Now, Tinsley, only 15 minutes because of those 5 fouls. He has not scored. And Kevin Ollie checks in. Tinsley hasn't attempted a field goal or a free throw. Shot clock's down to 3. Williams to the rim. The flick is good. Who was that guy bouncing the ball?
Aaron Williams. A little dribble drive. Not his customary go-to move.
Nets now lead by 14.
Nice play by Van Horn.
Step in front of Crozier. And a turnover. Johnson running this offense now with Kidd on the bench. Down low, Williams.
Nice cut.
Inside, Harris. Little layup.
How solid was that? They used that X off the post. Generally going to the corner, but that time Lucius with the read. Defense not the peak. He made the pay.
Nets are answering here tonight. They extended their largest lead. 60. NBA playoffs 2002. And our key matchup brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Jermaine O'Neal, who lit the Nets up, 30 points, 11 rebounds in the opener, 12 points on 3 of 11 shooting. Martin has really taken the challenge defensively, and Kenyon's gotten some on the offensive end as well, along with Aaron Williams, the 8th ring.
How about that? I mean, this is something you're not accustomed to seeing, but not only that, but the pass here, the dive, as Lucius makes a great read, balances himself, and in the huddle, and how joyous they are, Byron Scott saying, don't let up, and that's a good message. Nothing's over with the ability of these Pacers.
Johnson guarding Kevin Ollie after the timeout called by Indiana early in the 4th quarter. Artest defended by Jefferson. Miller is back in. Around the horn, Artest looking for O'Neal. Shot clock at 4. Artest checked out. Ollie inside the arc for 2.
Yeah, nice job. They took a gamble there. Everybody helped. Nice kick out.
With their win on Saturday, Pacers have won 5 consecutive playoff openers, but they've lost game 2 in each of their last 2 seasons. Nets are hoping it turns into 3 straight. Jefferson bouncing for Williams. He's defended by Brad Miller.
Boy, gave a lot of ground.
Comes up short. Van Horn, offensive rebound, but a foul called as Williams got pushed.
So you can't give that much ground to a powerful guy like Aaron Williams. And Brad Miller backs right off of here. Now look at the ground he gives, and now that's duck soup generally. It's usually 2 plus 1 at the free throw line.
Second team foul on Indiana. Second personal on Brad Miller. And Aaron Williams, 12 points off the bench in 19 minutes. Such a workhorse for Byron Scott.
Bird, you got to think as he converts this one that some subtle changes, but as the starters get a blow, the attitude was so different, so much more relaxed and aggressive.
Ollie being watched by Johnson. 9.5 to go on the 4th.
And they got offense on O'Neal, and Reggie had fouled Lucius earlier, but once again, his ability to discard undetected. O'Neal trying to pin. Lacks him, moving as the cutter goes. There's a discard, and right here, just as he takes the move, you've got to give the man space.
It's been a frustrating night for Jermaine O'Neal, who had his way with the Nets on Saturday. Not so tonight. 18th Indiana turnover. Williams lost it off the dribble. Dive on the floor, and a jump ball.
Great hustle by Aaron Williams. You notice the 10 turnovers, solid use and valuing of the ball by the Nets too. But this is one where occasionally on the straight down, people are going to disturb, distract, and right here, Aaron doing anything he can to get hold of it and hopefully get the Nets the possession.
But Indiana controls it. Aaron with that strong upper body, he got a forearm to the chest after that tussle on the floor.
Why do you think they hit the weight room?
Artest. Stop and go, Artest. Rejected by Jefferson. Artest sets it up for 3. Can't hit it. And Ron Artest has gotten a taste of his own medicine tonight. Defensively, they have clamped down on the Queens native.
And Richard Jefferson really active.
Rebounding numbers 36 to 25. Johnson lobs it. Williams is fouled. All of
about competing. That's why the rebound numbers go up. You can see the bench applauding. They're riding the A train. He has been a great target in the low box area time after time, either finishing or stepping to the free throw line.
3 of 4 at the line tonight. And tack on one more for Aaron Williams. 14 points.
And he's not giving up on a play. I mean, this is resounding. 6 to 4 boards.
20 minutes for Aaron Williams, who's got 15 points.
Tell you what a great rotation they have with McCullough, Aaron Williams, and Jason Collins.
Aaron has scored 6 of New Jersey's 8 points in this quarter, as the starters have gotten a rest other than Van Horn. Great move by Artest.
Reggie would be a great fighter with a jab.
Artest, the jump shot. And Van Horn able to grab it on second effort.
He has been tough around the glass.
Jefferson thought about it, and now waits for his teammates to come down the floor.
Kick. Yeah,
Out of bounds. Last touch, New Jersey.
Exposed to Artest. The reason I said he'd be a great jabber in boxing, Reggie, every time he makes his move, he pushes a hand right at a guy, and it's high enough to really where you recoil, and you can't get over quick enough to cover it.
Why are you punching me to make your point? I don't understand.
You're the only guy in the house I could probably take. And I'm not so sure about that.
Miller, free throw line, hands to Ollie. Off the mismatch with Williams, Johnson picks him up. Shot clock at 4. Artest beat Jefferson off the dribble, but can't convert. Out of bounds. Indiana will control it.
And Miller got a little piece as Williams tried to step to him and still squeeze the basketball.
So a fresh shot clock for the Pacers to work with. 7:46 to go in the fourth, and the Nets lead it by 18.
Look at this. He just stepped in. I mean, that's what he's so good at, Reggie Miller. Luce is disgusted. And the ability to pass like that, the defender has to force it to the wing, and you can't, well, not a good play by Johnson.
Off the giveaway, Ollie attacking down the middle. Follow dunk by Brad Miller, and he gave Anthony Johnson a look in the process. Byron Scott shouting out instructions to Anthony Johnson. 80-66.
And they get a foul on O'Neal again.
And O'Neal will pick up number 5.
Not a good one. That's the 14th foul, I believe.
Johnson heads to the bench. Jefferson will do the same.
No, O'Neal's there. Look at that. I mean, he's just so obvious out there. Oh.
Kidd has come back on along with Kenyon Martin. Nets outscored Indiana 9-6 without Kidd. So a good sign for the backups. Shot clock at 5.
Trying to establish Van Horn. They weren't able to.
Spin move, Harris. Tough shot with Miller draped all over it.
Hey, how about that? Getting your balance. Shooters just need a second to right themselves.
8 points for Harris off the bench. 6:50 to go. Nets lead by 16. Ollie using the Miller screen, and Brad Miller is wide open.
That's his touch. That's his game. Screen and then loop. And just to loop out and present yourself.
Kidd with 19 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. Williams seeing extended time here.
Well, he can drive now, I think.
There's the drive. Martin couldn't get it to go with that running one-hander. Foster down the lane. He lost the ball out of bounds. Last touch, Pacers.
That's what getting back does. Kmart talking to Byron Stein. This Kidd pushes.
On the move, Kidd, cross court. And Artest comes in to guard Harris. I'll tell you what, Artest does compete.
He does. He really gives him an effort.
Kidd bouncing. How did he find him? Martin cutting to the goal.
That's where you take advantage. You make Artest work a little bit. Nice step and go. And a beautiful look off the floor by Kidd.
Martin dragged with Kidd off that penetration. And the Nets lead at 84-68.
Nice job by Van Horn again.
Artest can't buy one. Long rebound to Kidd. Bullet feed Van Horn. Cuts to the rim. And Kidd has lost his shoe for the second time tonight. A foul called as Van Horn by New Jersey. and doing it in the half court, which is something that the detractors want to see around the league. Can the Nets grind their way to victories without running and gunning throughout a game?
Well, I think they finally rearranged the shoes, but to follow your thought, we look at the bruises and cuts on both teams. This is the play that led to the rearranged apparel. There he steps out. Well, he's been stepping out on a nightly basis at the Meadowlands, and here's a flagrant foul at the end on that twist. And again, referees are just not permitting anything up top. But Berger, to continue your thought, they push the ball and get a lot of stuff in the early offense, but also they push it when you get people back in positions they don't want to be in. Once in a while, a mismatch, and that's part of their overall philosophy. So it's not like they're walking it up and have to face it as Van Horn gets the opportunity for 2 more.
A flagrant one on Brad Miller. That one was a bit questionable.
A nickel dimer.
Nickel dimer on a flagrant if you can have one.
Now it goes to a good cause.
The Nets lead 86-68, 5:32 to go in the fourth, and New Jersey will hold on to the ball. Out along the perimeter, Van Horn. Jason Collins has come on for New Jersey. They want Van Horn with a jump hook. Gets the roll.
Tell you what, he could be so tough on that block, and they've established him early and often.
17 points for Van Horn, 5 rebounds on 6 of 16 from the field. Reggie Miller.
So tough, so tough. Turns that body, gets you on the wrong side, knows you can deliver. If you want to come across, he goes to the foul line.
88-70. Miller has 26 points. Looked like Bender just got his hand on it and out of bounds. New Jersey will retain it. 12 to shoot.
See, they are good at cutting. That's what helps their half-court offense.
Martin to Van Horn.
Well, he had a look if he got it to him quicker.
Kidd crossover. Ollie has drawn the assignment tonight. Kidd a jump shot. Off the rim, no. And up high for the board, it's Bender. Miller puts it on the floor. Sending off. He got caught.
He knew. And Luce's doing a great job getting the puppies in position to take away the dribble thrust. Who's that masked man?
Isaiah Thomas remembers what happened a year ago when Indiana knocked off Philadelphia, then the top seed in the East, in the opener, and then lost 3 straight. Kidd, left hand, no good. And Foster able to clear it.
And getting good looks, though. Because keep putting pressure defensively, know what they're trying to run.
Foster swings it to Ollie. Collins came out. Miller left open for a moment. Here's Ollie. Penetration. He ran into Miller. Look at this play. Foster. And no 3-second ball in the lane.
Had lunch or hors d'oeuvres. It's late evening.
88-72. Under 4 minutes to go. Kidd back in with Ollie. Kick out. Here's Martin. Foul called. Indiana over the limit.
Miller really attacking too. Something Kenyon has developed his ability to quickly get into the 3-second lane with a burst. Maybe 1 bounce or 2 at the most.
Foster called on his 3rd personal foul, and Kenyon Martin at the free throw line. Coming up tonight on MSG Network, catch the all-new MSG Sports Desk. Complete recap of tonight's game, plus the rest of the news and highlights, including the NBA and NHL playoffs. Gus Johnson will be in with an NBA playoff recap. The all-new MSG Sports Desk tonight at 10, only on MSG. Martin converts on the first free throw and knocks down the second as well. Jamison Brewer, the rookie out of Auburn, will see his first postseason action in the NBA. Just to give Ollie a spell. Brewer kick out for Foster. Set up by 18. It's going the other way. Brad Miller.
He's going to get a tee.
Very close to getting a tee, and he and Kidd exchanging words as Reggie Miller steps between them.
So the good officials give you the whistle pump. See if you bite. If you don't bite, they don't call the tee.
trying to play peacemaker.
Are you saying that's a new position for him?
Well, I guess you caught the tone of my voice. And Indiana turns it over for the 21st time. Kidd on the perimeter on a dump down. Here's Martin, jump hook. Air ball, rebounded by Reggie Miller.
Bert, you notice how they reversed the ball side to side more tonight than they did on Saturday?
You're right.
And it makes the defense work. He settles for the deepie.
Bender lets it fly for three. Brewer for Foster. And I believe that was the first time this year someone has called a three-point attempt a deepie. 90-74.
Heck of a look there by Brewer. Nice step and go by Kidd. Look at this. They're going to wipe it out. Score the goal in. Give him the action.
Kidd will shoot free throws.
He's usually the guy making the play. This time.
Can experience the playoff energy of New Jersey Nets basketball. Catch Jason Kidd and the Atlantic Division champion Nets as they contend for the NBA title. Good seats still available. For tickets, go to the arena box office. You can visit njnets.com or call 1-800-4-NBA-TICKS. Fans are encouraged to join the Nets power surge by wearing white to all playoff games. And with 2:38 to go on this one, it looks like Isaiah Thomas has accepted defeat, with Reggie Miller and Jermaine O'Neal now on the bench. Kidd at the free throw line. He's got 19 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. And off the mark on the first attempt.
I think the kid got to watch his son down in the corner. So you have to see that halftime presentation. Here it is. Loaded kiss. That's it, Daddy. No one can outshoot you right now.
You're probably right. But I think I'd like to see TJ and Noah go head-to-head. Check out Brewer for Mercer. Here's Crozier with a turnaround jumper, maybe earning some extra minutes as this playoff series progresses at Conseco Fieldhouse.
Well, we saw in the playoffs a couple of years ago how well he can play. It's just a matter of the fit, the body's bringing him up, and they're paying him very well.
If you remember, that got him the big contract.
Yeah. Look at the post up and the push from behind by Bender.
Crozier signed a 7-year, $51 million deal after he performed in the postseason.
You're always into the money.
Just providing everybody with the facts.
Well, they're in your league, though.
Jason Kidd, Keith Van Horn go to the bench along with Lucius Harris. Kidd will come 1 assist shy of a triple-double. After scoring 26 in game 1, he backs it up with a 20-point effort. And Martin hits on the free throw. To the appreciation of this crowd, just moments ago we heard the frequent chants of MVP, MVP here at the Meadowlands. And this arena was juiced up a little bit.
It sure was. I mean, they knew they'd seen this team play better. Ken was giving it away to come out. Donnie Marshall coming in for him. But they were on fire. And I think, just like the team, the fans were disappointed. They had anticipated them being ready to play. But emotion is such an important factor no matter what level of basketball you're playing. You've got to have them under control and be ready to compete. They did that this evening.
Kenyon Martin exits with 19 points as Brewer misses on the baseline jumper. Scalabrini, Collins, Jefferson, Johnson, and Donnie Marshall on the floor. Donnie has just matched his career playoff high with 1 minute. Jefferson a jumper, no good. Brewer ahead for Mercer.
Nice cut by Crozier and the look. Ooh, didn't finish. Mercer with a great look.
Crozier missed the chippy. Nets at times tonight had that look of a #1 seed. And also the scoring, big difference. Playing a game in the 90s as the Nets are accustomed to. As Collins hits on the bench shot.
For the Cardinals.
Out on the perimeter. They'll work it inside. Crozier. Driving to the rim and knocked away. Johnson wants to run. Scalabrini on the give back for Johnson. Swatted by Bender.
Nice unselfish play. That's what you want, guys, to play within themselves and together.
Here's Bender making his move for a baseline jumper. Fans coming to their feet here for the final 45 seconds. The Nets, 20-10 this season, following losses. Back on the playoffs, they improved to 21-10 in that department. 30 seconds left. Scalabrini a jumper. He thought he had it straight away.
Real from the Penne on the side. Donnie Marshall playing like it's a tie game. That's what you love about him. He's got a great attitude.
Now, Game 3 of this best of 5 is coming up on Friday night. Check your local listings. Tip-off, 8:30. Nets game night at 8 o'clock as the Nets travel to Indiana to meet the Pacers. Nets game night, Byron Scott will have an in-depth, up-close and personal feature on the head coach of the New Jersey Nets coming up.